So let's dive straight into the agenda.
Mhm.
And obviously, one thing I wanted to finalize, or want to finalize, I guess, is prioritize what the key components of this Maroon Island project. So obviously, you sent the text yesterday regarding the music front of it, and I gave you
Right.
obviously my honest opinion. And I know where you're obviously coming from because obviously you have a strong background in the music side. So obviously, with your connection, you may be able to move this a lot smoother than what because obviously I'm not an insider in the music industry, so I'm
Right.
just seeing it from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm just giving my opinion on an outside perspective,
Yeah.
which could be wrong because, like I said, with your inside channel, you could go, cross the hurdles that I see as hurdles, but they're just doors that you can easily open. So again,
Yeah.
I'm just giving you my opinion as an
That, that
outsider.
is that is true. I just want to comment on that. Uh,
Yes.
that the it only takes calling the publishing company and getting the cover rights. And what I'm talking about, you said it was a remix. It's a remake of a song that was a hit before, and I wanted to call it, give it a different title, and use the same song and the same arrangements, maybe, but certainly there's room for that song, and also to market the name the Maroon Island Band prior to the release of the Maroon Island content of the movie and the game. So that was my thinking. It's kind of an out of the box approach to marketing, and it's not traditionally done that way. So your way of doing it would be wait till the movie comes out and then put out the music, which makes sense also. But because we're in a new era, we're in AI. I thought that that might be a good way to approach it because of the new possibilities of how to market things via AI, the internet, social media, all the other channels that we have. So there's a lot that could go into it, uh, but it doesn't have to be a distraction, and I don't want it to be a distraction with us. So
Yeah,
since
well, it's not obviously. So even though we have all these brand new AI tools, et cetera, again, I don't claim to be a music expert, or I don't really listen to music vibes anymore. I'm still
Mhm.
stuck in the '60s Motown area, so I'm an old man that. So my music sense these days is through my wife. My wife obviously Taylor Swift fans and all that stuff, blah blah blah. But from what I've seen, like I said to you, either you're Sabrina Carpenter, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, unless you're a big name. So in that sense, it hadn't really changed. Unless you're Elvis or Beatles or whatever, there's very few hit wonders that, oh my God, there's a hit wonder. Everyone thought, it just doesn't seem to happen. So in that sense, the music industry is still, whether it's the kids of the 20s years or whatever. So for us just to do a remix or re whatever and think that's going to be a success with the AI tool, I just don't see that based even on the current situation. So I'm just saying, if we release a thing, then there's no guarantee. In fact, I would say the guarantee is it's not going to be a success because I don't see any, one hit wonders. I mean, in my past, there used to be one hit wonders now and then that surfaced and then died. And for us to think that, oh, we're just going to release Maroon 5 and it's going to become a mega hit and sure, it's just that I don't see that with or without the AI tool, with
Right.
or without, Instagram. The only one that follows Instagram, unless you're like say Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, whatever, I don't see, AI improving that. Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned to you, Henning's doing AI music and he's AI music. And the music is good. And when you see the movie, you'll see and I'm not just saying that because I'm biased because I have shares in Echo Studio. It really genuinely is good. But they the way they're going to go about it is to obviously to release the movie traditionally, Now they're going to get a Grammy, uh, famous Grammy producer, Andrew Lane, who's very, very famous, to basically produce, put it on his label. So they're going to do the traditional way, and that's the road. But the music is, even though I love the music, it's not famous. We're not making, or they're not making millions out of it right now.
Yeah.
So they're still doing that the traditional way, and that's why I feel that, where it's $30,000, which yeah, that may pay for the license, but unless you're Taylor Swift, you're gonna have to pay millions of dollars for radio time, TV ads. It's like the reality is marketing costs millions of dollars. So and I don't think we really like, realistically have that
Okay.
kind of budget. So
Okay.
buying the rights to music may be one thing, but having to spend millions on a marketing to make it a hit is without. Again, as an outsider, I just don't see that in present environment with AI tools. I just don't see that because I don't see anyone coming with one hit wonders these days. All I hear, my wife, should I say, is Taylor Swift, Sabrina, it's the same name,
Right.
Bad Bunny, the one
Yeah.
play Oscar.
Yeah.
So that's my thing is that my personal opinion that the music, it's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of money to get any success out of that, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
So I'm going to take that off the table right now, so
Yeah.
we can move on to what the
All right.
priorities are. And
Okay.
just want, I just want to,
Yeah. So the priority still, I guess, is the movie and the interactive game.
right.
So that's how we started, and I think that's what we need to remain focused on. Uh, to be honest with you, I personally think again the path is probably the movie is the top priority, and the gaming again. Obviously, it can work both ways. Like, example, there are gaming platforms like Doom, that became famous games, and then they became movies. So
Right.
it can work both ways. In fact, you could argue a lot of the games that came were turned into movies. So there's
Mhm.
even a better chance of doing a game first that then became a movie, as opposed to, not every movie necessarily turns a game. So
Right.
that again, based on what I see, thing is either one could work both ways. But the problem traditionally, and this is where AI is having a huge impact. Traditionally, to make a movie of the caliber that you and I want, it will literally cost 100, 200 million, that
Right.
kind of dollar. And that's where AI now, you can make a Hollywood type quality movie for 10, 20 million, as
Right.
good as the Marvel type.
Right.
Literally, the technology is so freaking advanced. I mean, we're still talking about millions, of course, but we're not
Right.
talking about hundreds of millions. We're talking about,
Right.
tens of millions, which at
Yeah.
least, it becomes a little bit more plausible.
Yeah.
And so that's why the movie. Now, this is where the gaming platform, I don't think in with AI tool has yet, because as you know, the gaming platform is actually 10 times bigger than the movie platform,
Right. Right.
right?
Yeah.
So where
More people.
AI can now make movies of almost the quality of, thing for a fraction of the price. I don't see that in the gaming platform yet. That AI is still, I'm sure it will eventually, but a gaming platform still costs a lot. I mean, people literally, I mean, some gaming platform costs 100, 200, even more million to produce, to
Yep.
be honest with you. They're
Absolutely.
as expensive
Yeah.
as a Hollywood movie. So obviously we don't have that kind of budget, realistic. So I'm so like, well, whichever. So I said based on that, but I think we should like focus on movie, and the storyline's the same. So whether we do the script for the movie, which use the script, the storyboarding for the game, I think the two are cross overlap. So the
Definitely.
material, the
Yeah.
promotional material we create, the business plan we create, it could be accommodated for both. So that's why I think the two have pretty much potentially 75 or 90% overlap of
Right.
both that, depending on what money we get or, which partner we get, whether a partner that's moving interested in movie or partner that's interested in gaming, we could utilize both. So that's where I'm sort of receptive that,
Okay.
it doesn't necessarily have to prioritize one over the other. We could just go down as a parallel path on that. Do you
Okay.
agree
So
with that?
yeah, I agree with that 100%. Since we're talking about budgets, I did get the budget from Bondit, and it was at $30 million. And so I told them, and I'm going to tell them in the meeting that we are that that's what they're going to go for. Okay, so I'm telling them that we're going to be using AI as part of the production, and that will depend on, of course, what Hollywood allows you to do in the time that we by the time we raise the money, because they are putting some restrictions on how much AI you can use. So I told them that
So who's got restriction, Hollywood or Bonded?
yes, Hollywood is they some of the distributors are complaining about AI, but that's subject to change because Disney just signed a big deal with Chat GPT to allow their whole platform to be all their characters to be used and trained on Chat GPT. So the barriers are falling very rapidly, and
Exactly.
so
But Disney also fired like 200, 300, or 300 of the film the animation people because
yeah,
the AI is taking over.
yeah, it was more
So
than
so
that.
you're right, the industry is already moving towards literally all AI
Yeah,
already.
yeah. So
You
so
know.
we can work on that budget for them for bonded. And what do you think seriously, reasonably, you can ask for from your investors, the investors that invested in Echoes or any other
Well,
investors that
I
that
mentioned to you, no point asking Echo TV. They don't have money. As I say, I
not
actually had to find investors for them.
right?
So
So
obviously,
those
yeah,
investors I'm talking about, not
yeah. So
investors who
yeah,
invest.
yeah.
Yeah,
So obviously, as I mentioned, and you're aware of this, finding money is always difficult, right?
yeah,
And to be honest with you, I think it's getting even worse because of the economic crisis, not just here in the US, but one of the big funding of movies, as you know, was China.
yeah,
China, a lot of the Marvel movies, 50% or more were actually funded through China, 10 cents or Biden's and whatever. But right now, China is going through a huge economic crisis themselves.
yeah,
So, so right now, everyone is holding the tight string, and the economy is just getting worse with our president getting us into a fucking stupid war.
yeah,
Gas prices almost getting up to like European prices now. In the US,
yeah,
it's like. But that saying again, if you pitch, it's all about marketing and how you sell things, right? If you sell it right, as the saying goes, you can sell ice, ice to Eskimos.
yeah.
So I believe with our potential charisma network and we pitch it right. And that's why I put in the thing, what material do we have? Okay. Right now you have a good website. So that's a good plus. That shows credibility for your company. But that just opens door. It doesn't make people open their wallet up. It at least make people take you notice of you, right? So a website is still important. So the fact that you have a good website is a good start, but that only opens doors. You have a pretty good deck. So again, that pretty much is a basis for obviously doing the presentation. Now we obviously pitched this to Kim. Now the good news was Kim seemed very excited,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
So I've not followed up with him right now because obviously, as I mentioned to you, I want to get our agreement in place first between you, me, Andrea, and whatever before I start, doing the legwork and whatever with my contact, whether it's Kim, with the Indian development. You saw the message I told Indian develop. They got to hold their horses until we figured out whether, how involved myself and Andrea are with Spiral AI, so that still needs to be identified. But right now, I'm assuming we're full on. But you already have what I suggested is a fair deal. But again, that needs to be sorted out. But right now, I'm working on the pretext that we're full on. So the good news is Kim. So Kim's the first one that I followed up with. Okay, so there's several reasons why I followed up with Kim. First of all, Kim is local, and I've known Kim for over almost as long as I've known you. So he's
Mhm.
a good friend. So that's always a good start when you're asking people for money, if they like you or not, right?
Mhm.
So the thing is, Kim is also very connected to a lot of investors. In fact, a lot of his movies are people that invested in his movie. A lot of his movie project. And in fact, he's bringing his some of his investors to the meeting with Echo's TV. So that's why I know Echo's TV, because I'm bringing the investors, some of it through Kim, some of it through my own contact. So that's why I suggest, even though, like I said, based on your help, but I suggest that, either Matthew or Chris also come, or whoever comes and meet some of these investors as well.
Okay.
Obviously, I'll be there, of course, and getting the contact information of the money people. I've met a few of them already, but potentially there's going to be a few more. Uh, but now one of the avenues, because when Andrew and I met Kim a few weeks ago, he mentioned one which I sort of knew about, but I'm not really pursue, is leveraging a 501(c)(3). Because
Yes.
what Kim said
Yeah.
is at the end of the year, a lot of wealthy individual and in corporation, they they have money which if they don't spend it, it goes to Uncle Sam.
Right.
But if they give it to a donation, normally they'll just give it to a charity where
Yeah.
there's the Red Cross, whatever, the World Wildlife Fund or whatever. And but the way Kim said is you can pitch to them, say, listen, donate it to our 501(c)(3). So you still get the tax incentive benefits. But whereas if you give it to a charity, you see nothing return. Maybe you'll get a
Right.
plaque saying, thank you for your $10
Right.
million to Red Cross, and you get a plaque, well done, fantastic, right? But if you donate it to a 501 for a film production, then if the film makes money, then in principle, as a money donor, if you want it down the path, the film can uh, pay you back as dividends or profit. Of course, you then have to pay back your money, but at least you're using the money to potentially make more money, right?
Right. Yeah. So
So
so I
saying
already
there's
have.
a lot of potential, and he's done that, but
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that, and that's where
Yeah.
Kim could be a very major asset for us that we can
Okay.
go to wealthy doctors, dentists, the thing that's saying, listen, instead of having to pay $1 million in taxation to Uncle Sam, why don't you give us this $1 million or 100,000 each, whatever, and you still get your tax exempt from your Uncle Sam. We'll use this legally, so it's legitimate, because there's a special filmmaking tax thing. Again, this is where I'm not familiar with, and a lot, according to Kim, a lot of tax accountants are also not familiar with as well. So that's why, but you can use that to make movie, and if that movie is successful, then that money can then be paid back to the quote donor, or the donor that can go to win Oscars. So there's a lot of potential benefit, and that's something that Kim is very experienced because that's how he gains a lot of his
Yeah.
financing as well, and that's something that we can tap
Yeah.
into for Kim to help us raise money that way. And the beauty is, I have my own 501(c)(3, so we don't have to worry about setting up. And the beauty of the 501(c)(3 in the statement, it actually states clearly that my mission statement allows us to make movies, use the media to promote my mission in science and religion. Therefore, the Maroon 5 using my ClydStar actually fits within the mission statement. So
Right.
donors that donate to 5-1, it actually fits perfectly with the charity. So it's not like we're going behind the back. So that's why this potentially, and obviously any donation that we receive this way, I'll set a separate account within ClydStar. So that money that's funneled will be funneled directly to Maroon Island. Now, this is where when you speak to Bondi, they I'm sure they'll probably know about this because I'm sure they
Yeah,
raise money that way. So I'm sure that if they know about, oh, well, Dr. Ying has a 501c, well, we can leverage this.
yeah,
So this is where I think you should raise this with Bondi, that this will help them to raise the money with
yeah,
us as well, to
yeah.
leverage the 501c3 with
Yeah.
rich individuals and organizations as
Okay.
well.
So I already have a 501 3C or 501(3). I always get them mixed up.
All right. Well,
So
it's a C3. Well, perfect.
yeah,
Well, then
yeah.
whichever, yeah, whichever.
But
Yeah.
so I will agree to
Yeah.
replace the one that I have in place. It's a company I had never heard of that somebody recommended, and I have a signed agreement with them, but it's not something that I can't cancel. So I can replace that one with yours or with Kim's, whoever, uh, whichever one. So that'll be part of the deal. So that's what this.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Just to go
yes,
into that,
we'll do
you
that.
see, a 501c3, the money that has to be donated has to fit the mission statement
Right.
of that charity.
They're a
So
Hollywood.
that's
They're a
why I
Hollywood
mentioned price
company.
that paper because in my I'll send you the when I say I'll send you the actual bylaws of my charity. It specifically state that we can use my charity to make movies, media, and all. So if
Yeah.
people donate to that, my charity is already it fits that perfect criteria already. So that's why. So obviously, I don't know what your charity is,
Yeah.
but
It's
so,
not
but anyway,
not
it
my
does. Yeah.
charity. It's a Hollywood company that's already established to do it. But as I said,
Oh,
uh, that
all right.
I can replace
Yeah.
them
Whichever.
with
Yeah. We could.
yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
But
not a problem.
again, but this is something that I believe we'll speak to Kim on this as his help to help us pitch it the right way to the
Right.
right people. That way we can go to wealthy dentists, wealthy doctors, wealthy whatever, Wall Street bankers, wealthy whatever corporations and etc. And they say, listen, instead of giving this money to Uncle Sam, which is going to be painful, give it to us.
Right.
We'll use the money for good use and we make plenty of money of it. Then
Mhm.
down the road, we can repay you back with interest
Right.
even more. So so that's the way to do it. So you should
Okay.
also speak like a Bondi. So that's a all right. So that's fantastic. So anyway, so I assume the 30 million that Bondi coming is only for the movie, correct? Not for the game, just the movie.
It's for the movie. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
So I think yeah, I think that would be more than enough. Will we use AI, like I said to you, I think realistically, we probably again, without putting any words in Kim thing, I think they could probably do it to the quality. In fact, he said he's worked with these Chinese that have the models now that can. In fact, Hollywood are banning them because they're terrified because they see the quality is, and they probably do that for 10 million. But for now, we'll just say Bondi. We'll use that budget as a working budget
right. Right.
because like I said, AI is just literally, as you know, it's literally changing by the day, not by the
Right.
week, literally by the
Yeah.
day.
By the minute.
So what we say today,
Yeah.
tomorrow it already improved 100%.
So I was
You
just going
know,
to say this, Dr. Ying. You don't have to use that number for your people if you think that is too much for them, because we understand that we can do the say 10 million. So if you
yeah.
feel
But the
that
reason why
30 would
I want to keep it high is like everything. It's best to start off high
true,
and drop it down, then start
true.
with say 5 million, and then go back. So, no, actually, I
Yeah,
need 15 million. I
yeah.
need. It's harder to
Okay,
go. Then the investor's gonna look at you like, what the
okay.
fuck, you know?
All
So
right.
it's best to stick it. And the other reason is if we let's just say we raise $30 million and
Yeah,
then we find this Chinese AI or Kim can do the movie for 10 million, then guess what? We use the 20 million to do the gaming platform,
right.
right?
Also the
I mean, again,
marketing.
it all depends on the investors, but if they put the
Yeah,
money and trust us to make money for them, then that's why like I said, let's keep it now.
yeah.
Let's Bondi the expert. They say
Okay.
30 million. We target them. Let's keep it at that.
Good point.
And then moving down the line, we drop then fantastic. Or we can combine the two. We use 10 million for the movie and 20 for the game. Then
Yeah.
again, fantastic. So
Okay.
yeah,
Good
uh,
point. We'll keep it at 30 because that's the
yeah,
number they gave me, and they put
yeah.
the budget for that. So yeah, we'll keep it
Okay.
at, yeah. All right.
Okay, so that is all right. So that's our priorities. That's item number one.
Mhm.
So the priority is still the movie, the game, and the music will be incorporate it into the movie,
at some point,
etc., go the
at the
traditional
right
way,
point,
etc.
at the right point. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Agreed.
So now,
All right.
second agenda is the material. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I say you got a good website, so that's a good starting basis. You got uh,
A deck
a
from
good deck,
right from them.
you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
Now,
also have our business deck. So there's three items that are available on the website that people can look at and get to know the whole project immediately.
okay.
Yeah.
Now I not gone through with a fine toothpick, uh, but the business deck again. Uh, there may need to be more detail now, like for example, ROIs, that kind of thing, which people
Oh, I see. Yeah.
want. And now we all know that we're in business long enough. We all know that all business plans or whatever number. Everyone picks the numbers out of their ass,
Yeah.
and no one can guarantee anything. So it's not like, oh yeah, but still, people want to see something like that, right? Whether they know it's fictitious number or not. You don't make it ridiculous. Oh, we'll make the money back within 9 days. Unless you promise something absolutely ridiculous. You put it something realistic. But that's why I'm saying a lot of our invest, especially like example, Kim investor are old-fashioned Chinese people, right? And they want the old-fashioned business plan with the financial spreadsheet, cash flow, and ROIs and all this stuff, and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So they still old money wants it to show the old way.
Right. So we
So
don't have that at this point, but I'm working on that as we speak with with
okay,
with
perfect,
Bonnett's cooperation. So I'm going to
perfect.
combine what they sent with my own research, and that will be provided before we go out to the marketplace. That'll be ready for you
All right,
to look
perfect.
at
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
soon. Yeah.
Before we go out to marketplace, I want to make sure we get all the material uh available. So when one
Hmm.
investor, oh, I need to say, here. In fact, we'll just put everything out there. So investor wants to either make a donation, an investor wants to invest based on ROIs, or an investor wants to invest based on equity. We got to have the answers for them. So we're not like scrambling. So those are the things that we make sure that we got all those and we can answer those. Those are the three main money donors, like I said, through 501(c)(3), ROI people that want their money in and want their money out in 18 months, 2 years, 5 years, whatever, or people that see a great future in SpiralAI and say, no, I want a big chunk of SpiralAI, so equity investors. So those are the three main targets that we need to come up, formulate an answer to them, for them. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the
Dr.
content
Yang,
material,
my kidney,
yeah,
I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay.
sure,
Yeah,
no problem.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem.
It's just so amazing to have a new system inside your body.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
mo-
yeah, that's functioning. That's
modern
good.
modern medicine.
So
Is
anyway,
something
so
right.
all right, so I'll leave it to you to get the business plan uh package together.
Right.
Now, one thing that
I want you to
Kim,
prove it though.
Yeah, yeah, of course. No, no, absolutely. If I'm, like I said, that's item T. If Andrea and I are fully in bed, then that's something that I'll definitely want to, especially when I'm taking it to my money people. I want to make sure that it contains everything. So when they ask me difficult question, whatever, I have all the answers, or I can give them the necessary material. So
Right.
I want to be all in place. Talking about all in place, one thing that Kim asked when we first spoke to him, he talked about having a screenplay, but also a storyboard. Now, I believe you said the storyboard's on the website, but
Yeah.
I can't find the storyboard on your website. So I don't know what what the storyboard. To me, a storyboard is a sheet of illustrated pictograph that shows the outline of the story. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the and then the script was I think it's like 45 page or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not really a script, right? It's not really a
Well,
screenplay as such.
it's the script.
So
The script is 45, but it's not long enough. So let's
yeah.
talk about the storyboard and where that is. If you go to our deck and you go to page,
Okay, okay, I'm gonna yeah, let me call I'm gonna share the screen so that way let me all right, let me share the screen with you so that way you can see whether I'm gonna let me share the screen with okay. Okay, can you see the screen?
I see Liang Ying. Okay, yes. So
Yeah,
uh,
all right. So SpiralAI, so where do
just,
you go?
just tap on the blue, right
Explore
bottom.
Maroon Island.
Yes, at the
Okay.
bottom, the blue
Yeah,
one, the light blue
yeah,
one.
I'm doing that. Yeah, okay, let me
Tap on that, the light blue.
all right. Our
Okay,
project,
okay. Building worlds, and then
building world.
you should see the okay Maroon Island, the deck on the right. Just
That's
yeah,
the business model.
that's
The
that
full-length movie.
business model. Yes, business model.
Okay,
Okay, to the
but
right.
with
Let's tap on. Let's click on it. Click on it. Yeah,
Maroon Island
yeah,
business model.
yes,
All right, I'm
and
clicking on Maroon Island.
and then go to page to slide 12. And this is not the latest. I'm going to update that.
Okay, yeah,
On slide 12, you'll
yeah.
see. Okay, you'll see Maroon Island. At the bottom, you'll see a link for the storyboard.
I see number one, Amazon creator partnership. Number two, Amazon insurmountable dominance. Number three, Netflix. Number four, action video game market. Number five, K-pop demon hunters. Number six, Reddit. I don't see any.
Are you on page
Oh,
12?
sorry, I got on. Yeah, sorry. 12. Yeah, Maroon Island. Uh, storyboard. Okay, let me click on that.
Yes, you click on
Yeah,
that, you'll find the storyboard. Okay.
oh, okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. My apology. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful.
So,
Okay. Yeah, my
so,
apologies. Obviously, I didn't go through the right thing. All right. Yeah.
oh,
So let me. So
and
obviously, there's a lot more material on there that I've not
there's a
actually
ton of material.
investigated.
Yes, and
Yeah. So all right. So
you'll also find the script and the
yeah.
Bible, and the script
Okay.
is the is the condensed version of the Bible. So we took a piece of the Bible story and we made
Yeah.
a script out of that. But the Bible itself has the rest of the story that we're going to extend the script into. So that'll be one of the things that we're going to be raising, including in the budget, because we do want Andrea to write a full script, not so she can use the Bible story that's there already
Yeah.
and turn it into the rest of the script. Okay, so
I'm obviously, the reason why is not just simply to rewrite the script because I assume your script, but is obviously to incorporate, and that's one of the reason why I'm excited to get because obviously, again, for my own selfish reason, I want my story, my science to be embedded in this, and
sure.
that's predominantly the reason why I'm selfishly wanting to get on this. Potentially, that this will be a part, and that's why I want Andrea. Because she knows my story, my science, and that way, with her gifted writing, she's the perfect Paul Imria to hire $100,000 Gil writer. He or she would still have to study my science, and before they can even begin to write how to incorporate the twin universe into the story. So,
Right.
so Andrea is a beautiful writer, and she knows my science, and I like the back of her hand, and that's why to me she's the perfect writer to incorporate my science. And that will obviously motivate me to to promote everything, and that's what I want to do.
Right.
In a way,
Yeah.
I'm promoting my own twin universe, my Star, which is obviously embedded within this
Yeah.
maroon island. That's what
So,
I'm excited about.
Dr. Ying, what I'm going to
Yeah,
do is for the for the fundraising
yeah,
deck, we're going to incorporate pieces from the business deck,
yeah,
the creative deck, all the things that people want to see will be in
yeah,
one place because that's the issue right now. It's not all in one place. You have
yeah,
to go to different places. So, for instance, you couldn't find the storyboard.
yeah, exactly.
So what we'll do is we'll put it in. We'll put those things by themselves, just what
Yeah,
I know people want to see, into a different, I guess you call it a deck or whatever, but a different presentation with the
yeah,
return on the investment and everything in a different
yeah.
presentation. All
Yeah,
right.
no, that's the thing because a lot of these money people, they're worse than me when it comes to being impatient. If
Right.
you don't put on right in front of them,
Right.
or one click away, then they're not gonna. I mean, like me, it's not that I'm stupid. I'm just too. I'm like too. I'm like,
You,
where
you're
did
busy. You're busy.
10
You're busy.
seconds? Oh, that's my 10 seconds over. I'm going
Yeah.
on to the next shit, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and regrettably, that's a lot of people these days. They just don't have the. You got to literally like spoon feed them.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
So great, great.
So
So
we'll do that.
anyway, so that covers agenda two. So
Hmm?
it looks like pretty much all the materials are pretty much in place. Like I said, you just need to package out the business plan, add a few more things like the ROI, that kind of thing.
Right.
So that's beautiful. So all right, so now the main thing is what do we or bring in, I mean, it's pretty obvious. And you and I have pretty much extensive network connectivity. We both know each other long enough to know, the powerful connection that we have, etc. So and obviously, as I mentioned, two of the main key players that I've already introduced you, which I think will be key players, will be Kim on the movie production side of it. Again, he brings a lot of network, including money people, obviously technology. So I'm seeing Kim's company mainly as potentially the production team that will make the AI movie because they're experienced, they know how AI technology. They're also partner with some of the most advanced AI modeling that's coming out of China. In fact, you could argue probably the most advanced AI technology in the world. So, and with their experience in making movies, etc., I think Kim and Tanya's are perfect platform. So they're more than just a producer, but they can help us with the fundraising as well. And that again will incentivize them if they know that they're going to be part of the movie production. They're more likely to bring in their money people. They're more likely to train us to know how to pitch to the dentists and the doctors in New York City, the Jewish community, and say, "Listen, we can save you taxpayers' money, etc." So that's why I think Kim and Tanya are perfect for this potential project. And of course, on the gaming platform, I already introduced you to the Indian. Based on my interaction, I think they're young, they're hunger, and they have they have the technology bases with Amazon. AWS, but you saw the email I sent to Ryan, who works for Microsoft. So I
Yeah.
said, so I'm saying that he hadn't responded. I don't know, but I dangled the thing. Well, if you invested on, maybe we will switch our platform over to Microsoft instead of Amazon. But you never. And I mentioned that you already have a licensing agreement with your thing with Microsoft. But that but anyway. So you saw no my connection, and as I mentioned to you, I am working on some other even bigger project. Like I said, the AI humanized project with Africa. I have Wall Street backers with One Stop Capital. So they are uh, potentially. So depending on how I move on that, I can worm on this opportunity in as well. So I can
Right.
try to, juggle a lot of things, and that's what I'm good at. I'm good at putting the pieces together so it fits neatly. I just can't throw everything in one. But
All right.
anyway,
So,
so so that's where my network and connectivity is, like I said to you, I think will add a lot of asset to the Spiral AI. And again, like I said to you, you obviously have a lot of your own powerful connection as well, which I'm aware of.
right. So the what we need to talk about is the deal itself, and this is a good time to go through everything right now.
Yeah.
So uh,
Yeah, the last agenda actually. What are the main roles for each? Yeah, so we got down to the nitty gritty.
yes,
Yeah, let's cover that now.
yes, okay. So the some of the what you sent me, works as a contingency agreement, and so this is what Vesper, my attorney, recommended,
Yeah.
that we do it in a contingency agreement, and that
Right.
the roles that you've laid out for yourself and for Andrea are fine. We think that's fair, and the numbers that you put in it are fair. Uh, we have another offer for short-term capital. If you're able to raise some short-term capital, uh, say, 40, $50,000, that you can get additional shares in addition to the 1 million, based on a safe agreement. A safe agreement is a SAFE, uh, simple agreement for future equity. So, in addition to the 1 million that you would get for raising the capital, you could if you get some advanced money within the next, say, month or so, uh, you could get a safe agreement based on that. Uh, so you have to split the proceeds from the safe agreement with whoever you raise the money from, but that would be up to you. So if you have people who can put in some money right now, so that we can keep going, they could do it based on a safe agreement. That's the agreement that the other investors, including my son, my sister, and other relatives, have signed. So it would be available to keep us going for the time being while we're waiting for the big money to get, a smaller amount just to keep going.
Yeah.
So that'll be part of the term sheet. Uh, I'm good with leveraging your global alliance for partnership and collaborations. I've been eager to work with you for years, and I'd love to see us work together on this, and turn it into something global. You're already global, so I'm trying to go global. So working with you would certainly be part of that. And the markets, the that we have, the relationships are important. Uh, Bonded, of course, is critical, and of course, AWS is critical. But also the years I put into the music business are important, and we'll leverage all of those when we have the product in place. And you know, everything that I've done in my life, I'm going to be able to bring people in that will be able to help. A lot of them are in my age. Some are semi-retired or retired, but there's a whole network in the music business that I'll be able to plug into. So I just wanted you've already acknowledged that, and I'm kind of verifying that that network is there, including Clive Davis, who's is 90 something. So we don't know how long any of us has, but
Yeah,
Clive
exactly.
is 90s. And he's still working at Sony on a part-time basis. So, as a matter of fact, he's called the chief creative officer there. So we can certainly reach out to him when the time is right. And adding the twin universe, Clystar, scientific theories is the reason I came to you. So I'm acknowledging that that's a part of the deal. and there's no issue with that at all. So there's nothing in here that we think should stop us from going ahead with this agreement. And I'll have my sister draw up the papers. She had drawn a draft of it yesterday, and she wasn't able to finish, but she'll be able to finish it over the weekend. And we'll work on getting that specified deck for putting together a lot of the pieces that are kind of scattered across the website and the links, putting all in one place, the ROI returns. We're going to be working on that this weekend. So, I'm looking forward to working with you. Monday, I'm going to have the call with Bondit and see what their plans are. I'll go ahead and tell them the 30 million number is fine, and that I'm going to be working with you, and let them go and see what they can do. Let them go to the
All
marketplace.
right. Actually, that's what I was gonna speak. So anyway, I'll wait until I get the draft agreement from Vespa,
Mhm.
look through it to see exactly what the terms. I'm not going to go into it until I see what you put in paper, and then I
Mhm.
will agree, disagree, negotiate, whatever. So I'll wait till the agreement comes before I'll go through it myself, and then we can discuss that. But I'll wait till that comes in. Now, that's something I want to discuss about because obviously. It's harder to uh, make people open their wallet for a startup,
Mhm.
right? You know, with venture capital, I mean, you've been in business, right? With the
Yeah.
moment you say, "Oh, we're a startup," whatever, a lot of people just shut their wallet. Like, oh, they're just not. Now, the Mate Plus is your Bondi. So one of my now again, I do not know exactly what your agreement with Bondi exactly is. But one of my suggestion is to, when we do the business plan, etc., the deck is actually have Bondi as the front and center of the business plan. And use so when people look at they're looking at now, again, I don't know what agreement you have with Ding, but Spiral AI is, like I said, obviously the main player now, and you've got to obviously make sure that you have an agreement with him. So, first of all, what you do, they're okay with. But obviously, if they look at, oh, there's an Oscar-winning Bondi thing, and that's the two things that I pay my attention, and you mentioned it, right? Bondi, I Google, oh, they are a legitimate company. Oh, Amazon, oh, everyone knows that. That's what I'm saying, right? So that will already like make people sit up and take notice. Because as I say Spiral AI, people are looking at me like, yeah. And then I'm having to spend like, at least Bondi, people like Bondi one, then they'll go like I did, right? The moment you meant Bond, I have no idea Bond, but you know what? I Google it. Oh, wow, they are, wow, this is a
Right.
legitimate thing, right?
Right.
And I was hooked, right? Oh wow,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I always Amazon AI, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the people, the money people, it's going to do the same thing, right? So
Right.
when they say Spiral AI, who the hell are them? They may not be nice, but the moment I leave out that door, they'll be like, okay, Spiral AI, okay, well, great, good website. But still, who are they? What have they done? All right, got a good website, but what have they done? Nothing. But
Right.
when you Google Bondi, they see that, oh, okay, well, this is legitimate, right?
Right.
And that that is one of the hardest thing to overcome in the sense that you're probably gonna have to spend 2 or 3 Zoom on people. You're gonna meet them over a lunch break or a dinner date, smoothing them, whatever, spending money on them before they're like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'm interested, right?
Mhm.
Whereas if you put someone like, oh, this Apple or whatever, you put a known name in that and you Google it and they're like, oh, okay, all right. You already cut off the 2, 3 Zoom, you already cut off the 2 or 3 dinner, lunch break and whatever, and boom, okay, give me the business plan. All right, you can make me money. And they're more willing to believe that, okay, well, you can give me an ROI in 3 years or
Right.
5 years. Oh, you can make me, okay. I'm sure you know what I'm trying to say, right? It gives that
Absolutely. Yes.
strong legitimacy.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel, again, that's something that you need to talk to Bondi on Monday. And that's again, I don't know what your agreement with them, but I would like to put Bondi front and center, and maybe put small print, Spiral AI, produce, something like that. But that's my feel is that when people Google Bondi, boom, we already overcome that. Oh, who the hell are these people? They're a bunch of startup, whatever. They're a bunch of old men that start. We don't have to cross that hurdle. We already crossed that hurdle, I should say.
Right. So the agreement that I have with Bondi is for them to raise capital
Yeah,
and raise capital specifically for the movie. And
yeah.
they've already been paid to be executive producers also for that role. Now, just keep in mind that they get a percentage of the money that they're directly involved in raising. So
Of course.
let's see how this would work. So say that we raise $30 million, and they get I think 6% of that. All right, and you're also getting a percentage of that. So we'd be putting at least you know uh, three, five, six of that into startup, into raising the money. So that's something to keep in mind that they're getting a percentage of
Yeah,
the
of course. Yeah, I'm sure
so
they're good. Yeah.
so you know if we the deal that you're talking about was you referred to that in one of the emails that you sent where you asked us if Bondi was was in a position to be the front guys on that.
Well, the reason why is one of the investor wanted a 3-year financial record, which I know obviously Spiral AI don't, and that's the problem, right?
Right.
When investors like, oh, I want a 3-year record, and then when you say, oh, we're just a start, we don't have the record, that already switched a lot of people off already, right? They're already switched off. With Bondi, oh, the 10-year thing, right? So that's what I mean about using Bondi as
Okay.
the front guy. So when they say, so on the deck, it will say, Maroon Island, and then it'll Bondi, and then so you and us will have a private agreement with Bondi that obviously this the movie that's waiting for it is specifically for Maroon Island. Just
Right.
like if I use my 501 Clystar, we bring in the money for this movie project. If we bring $1 million for donation through this business package, all that 1 million will go to Maroon Island production, of course, with our commission, whatever, but all that will go in. And that's what I'm saying is that because Bondi is a long-standing company which has financial record and all that stuff. So I bring investors in, and the first thing they ask, "Oh, I need to see the 3-year financial thing," and then
Sure.
I'm like, "Well, Spiral AI." Then I already lost the argument. Then they're like, "Okay, not interested,"
Yeah.
right?
So
Uh,
why don't I do this then? I'll put that on the agenda for my meeting with
please,
Bondi, and then I'll ask them that question if we could
yeah,
do a presentation where the it's going to feature their numbers because people have asked for that. I'm
yeah,
not
and
sure.
again, if they've been hired to raise money, then
Right.
that's what they have to do with their
Right.
investors. I'm sure they're asking the same thing. Or give
Right.
me your 3-year thing. So in a way, we're helping them.
Right.
I'm helping them finding investors to basically give them and let them close the deal out,
So
right?
I have
So
to.
so
I,
I don't see that as being a problem. That I'm going to do the legwork by giving them. It's not like I'm asking, oh, give me the money for it. I'm like, I'm going to be finding money people, but I just need to use their name direct, which is what they're doing. They're raising the money. So in a
right.
way, that's what they should be doing. It's just
Right.
that I want to make sure that I put their name on the deck. So when I go to tell people, I'm going to say, yeah, listen, you're going to be, this is Bondi. So like in the day, we may call this Bondi/Spiral AI.
Right.
So, this is Bondi Spiral AI production of Maroon Island, right? Because you
Right.
see like Hollywood movies, you normally see, the title, the
Right.
Fab Five, and
Right.
then producers, you have,
Right.
Lionsgate, you have Paramount, you have,
Right.
so my movie would be Maroon Island, and then it would be like Bondi slash Spiral AI. So
Right.
then I'll say to the thing, and then when people say to, oh, by the way, I'm going to put any money. I need to see three. I said, not a problem. Check Bondi. We're going to ask them. You can check their website. Blah blah blah
Right.
blah blah blah. So I don't mention Spiral AI at all. I just basically just channel them directly to
Yeah.
Bondi, and
Bondi.
then my money people will go
Yeah.
to Bondi and say, hey, by the way, Dr. Ying said, he wants $1 million. So before I give this $1 million to Bondi, I need to see your 3 year record. I need to see that. I need to see, which is what they should be doing. And that's what they're used
Right.
to money raising. So I shouldn't see that. But I need them, or I need their approval in writing. Say, yeah, go ahead, put the name down. Yeah, go ahead,
Okay. Okay.
name
So
drop their name.
I just want to make one thing clear. That'll
Yeah,
be just for the movie then,
of
because
course.
they don't want to mix up the game part and the movie. So
Yeah, no, I think the
yeah,
deck should be just concentrate on the movie. We don't
right,
have to focus on the interactive game at
right.
all at
Okay,
this time. So I'll just focus on the movie. As I mentioned to you, 90% of the movie deck will go straight into the
right,
AI deck. So
right,
once we have all the package for the thing, we already have the package for the AI group now. When we raise the money for that, that's a different matter. But
right,
yeah, we'll focus just on the movie first, especially with Bondi. So
right,
yeah, Bondi
right,
will only be relating to the movie. But of course, if we pitch it right and they hear about it, they may want to say, listen, we want a slice of the interactive game because that's potentially where the big money could be,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
No, if they're business savvy enough, they may say, "Oh, listen, we help you with the movie. We want a slice of the cake of the interactive game." But
right.
again, for
So,
now, we just focus with them on the movie. But what I'm saying is, I would like to use their name front and center. So
yes,
instead of promoting Spiral AI, because people ask me, "Where's the 3 year?" And a lot of time I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, we don't have. We're just a startup." Then that just kills the conversation a
right,
lot of potentially. And I
right.
don't want to kill that conversation. I want to start with, oh yeah, this is Bondi, blah blah blah. Yeah, speak to Bondi people. They'll give you the financial record, blah blah blah, and I'll give the money to them.
Yeah,
You know.
they should. They could also be available uh, by doing some research, but we don't want people to have to do that. So the Bondi is a private company, though, and they're backed by a financial company. As a matter of fact, they just got bought out by the company. Uh, so all
Well,
that,
all I'm saying is a lot of the people are like me. The first thing they do is go on a website and Google it,
right, right.
right?
Mhm.
And that's it. And that's what I did. And that's why I had no idea who Bondi. But the moment I Googled it, all right, this is a legitimate player. And
Right.
that's it. Right.
Okay.
I didn't have to go into a site. Oh, I'm gonna need to look at the deck and the story. No, this is
Right.
a legitimate company. And the conversation.
Right.
I'm in. Right. That's all I'm
All right.
saying. With Spiral AI, like what's Spiral AI? I know Spiral because of
Gotcha.
you, but I'm still who's Spiral AI? What are they? I Google it. Yeah, it's a website, but what have they done? What are they right? With Bondi, within a few seconds later, I already knew they're a legitimate company.
Right.
That that is enormous when it comes to people opening up their wallet. Absolutely, because they
Mhm.
don't have time to spend. Oh, let me search in this when they within a few seconds, I could know. Oh, this is a legitimate company.
Right.
They may still be a rubbish company, but they're a legitimate company, and that already crosses a lot of ticks that a lot of people
Okay.
that wants to potentially you're going to ask money for is the
Right.
legitimacy. And they're going to do what I did. They're just going to Google it and they're going to pop up and they're going to find, oh, Bondi, legit, good. All right. Let's carry on this conversation, Dr. Ying.
Okay.
Right? Whereas the Spiral AI did a lot lurching. Well, who's Spiral AI? Who's Vernon? Who's this? Who's Matthew? Who's Christopher? Sorry, Dr. Ying. Who the hell are these people? Right?
Right.
I'm going
Right.
to be spending like 3 Zooms, 2 dinner date with them trying no, no, Vernon's my friend. He's like, I don't have to do that when we pitch Bondi. They just Google it and boom. Okay,
Good.
they're legit.
You're right.
Okay.
And since their job is to raise money, and
Yeah,
your
exactly. That's their job anyway. But I
makes
just
sense.
want you to speak to them and clarify that, and then we'll adjust the deck so that basically Bondi, Maroon Island by Bondi, and then Spiral AI fine. But
Right.
the Google's Bondi to come that boom, that already clears a lot of
Okay.
issues for us.
You're
All
right.
right.
Exactly. Yep. 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 That'll be done. So
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's a very, very productive conversation. I think we cover pretty much everything. So, all right. I'll wait for the agreement from Vespa I'll let you polish up the business plan. I'll let you speak to Bondi, find out that we use their name front and center on the deck, which they should, because we're going to be raising money through them. And obviously ask them if they know about the 501c3 fundraising money plan. And they are, then tell them we have a 501c3 in place that we can leverage these tax exempt
Yeah,
money raising opportunity.
yeah, that's really my call, and I already have that in.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
agree to
Perfect.
switch over to yours from the one I'm with now. So we don't
All
even have
right.
to them anything.
All right.
So
Okay.
we're all
No,
set.
no. What I'm saying is speak to them because again, they may raise their money through other avenues, so they may not be aware necessarily of these fundraising through the 501c3. So they're familiar with this, and you just tell them that we have a 501 in place because they may not know that you have a 501 in place. So if you tell them, listen, we have a 501c3, if that helps them to raise money through their organization as a tax exempt,
Oh, okay.
then that open up doors. That's why I said you should talk to them because they may not know you have a 501. So if you tell them you have a 501, they may like, wow, well, why didn't you tell me this? We have 100 dentists and doctors there that we can raise $1 million
I,
from each of them,
good,
right?
good, good.
So
Yeah,
tell them the 501. They may not be aware of it. So if you mention that to them, they may say, well, this is a piece of cake. We can get you 30 million next day, right? So I would raise that up with them,
okay,
right?
good.
It may seem
Okay,
obvious to us now, but if you don't say it doesn't rise up, right? They
right.
may think you're just a music entertainment. They're like, okay. So tell them that you have a 501c3, and if that helps them to raise the money through the tax exempt entertainment business, then they may say, oh, we can raise the money next week. You should
Okay.
have told us you had a 501 already.
All right.
Okay?
Definitely.
All right. All
So
right. Thanks, Vernon. Take
I guess
care.
we're
God
covered.
bless, man.
Thank
Stay
you.
healthy. All right. We'll talk again soon. And obviously, give us an update after you spoke to Bondi on Monday.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. All
Okay.
right. Take care. Bye bye.
Have a good week.